James Harden trying to push his way out of Houston and force a trade specifically to the Brooklyn Nets. First off, if you're Brooklyn, do you want to do this?
And that's a good question. I feel like from my perspective, the number one thing that comes down in the NBA is talent, right? And if you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, you have a pretty good shot of going all the way. So Steve Nash and his coaching staff, they're going to, who knows what they're going to do. But I think the only question that I have is, is there enough possessions to go around? I saw a crazy stat, Kurt, that said that James Harden himself had more possessions last year, isolation possessions, than any other team in the league. Second place was Portland with Damian Lillard. And then on that same team, right, with the Houston Rockets, Russell Westbrook was second in isolations per game. So you have the two top players in isolations per game playing together. They had scoring titles, but no ring. And now you have Kevin Durant, who's one of the best one-on-one players in the game. If he goes with James Harden, who's one of the best one-on-one players in the game, I just don't know if it's going to, make any difference.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of isolation, but also a lot of scoring, right? I mean, I tend to follow the Mike D'Antoni theory on this, which is really great players, elite players, figure out how to play together. And, Kevin Durant sacrificed a little when he went to Golden State and gave up some touches because you're playing with Steph Curry, you're playing with Klay Thompson. You got to give up some touches to win. I think he gets that. I think James Harden might be at a point in his career where he's willing to not take on that ridiculous offensive load every game. Maybe Kyrie will sacrifice a little. I mean, there are questions there, right? Like what players you're going to have to put around them and defense. Because, look, Kevin Durant's your best defender of those three, and he's coming off a torn Achilles. So you're going to have to find some rim protection and other stuff out there. But I think, look, you can solve all those problems. This team becomes a contender. That's just the question is what you're sending back too. It's like, how big a package is this? Because if I'm Houston and I have leverage, like he wants to go to Brooklyn. All right, we'll send you to Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn, here's what we're demanding. Karis LeVert, and we want Jarrett Allen, and we want Spencer Dinwiddie, and we want like a ridiculous number of picks and pick swaps going forward. We want it all. We want them all if you're going to do this. And I don't know if Brooklyn's going to go there.
Yeah, I'll say you're talking about the defensive capabilities that Brooklyn brings to the table. Jarrett Allen is a great rim protector. He's a big presence for them. Yeah, but you think about what you're giving up, and that's a big question. But James Harden in the bubble showed his commitment to defense. I mean, he got a lot better at defense this year, which was great. He's made some huge defensive plays. But yeah, the question is, what pieces do you put around those three superstars? Yeah,
actually, James Harden's a little bit better. He's not the best help defender ever. And look, you can't expect him to exert a ton of effort on that end for a long period of time in Houston, considering what you were asking of him offensively. But that said, really quick hands and so strong, especially in the lower body. They dare you to post him up. And Brooklyn would be the same way. You want to post him up? Go ahead. You think you can move him off the block? Good luck with that. He's just strong. He's not going to, unless you're Joel Embiid, you are not moving him. So look, if I'm Brooklyn, I definitely want to do that play. But if I'm Houston, I don't mind dragging this out a little to see if somebody else, maybe Philadelphia comes in with a better pick. Maybe there's someone else. I want as much as I can get, and I'll wait it out if I can.
Yeah, and that's a question that Houston will have to figure out.